Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cal. In this episode, I will detail the death of a young A-Tray gangster member and how Mr. Kody took revenge.
Both dick youngsters. Boo, bad, boo, bad, 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 boo. Squalling. Fool named Daryl Oaks, the hood just recruited. He was originally from 9-0. Went around the corner, got the strap. The homie. Came back. He was on the hood like 2 days. He thought it was something more serious than just the fisticuffs. And that's all it was. And it's 79. Ooh, this is 70s. It's September 79. Man, it's still the 70s. It's all about this, fool. Fool come back with the heat. Tell Fatty move, dump, boom, boom. Kill Tyrone, shoot him in the head and the chest. Shoot Bogart, boom, from the 60s in the stomach. Rest of them break. We all break too, like damn.
In 1979, along with Tookie's arrest, was the start of the A-Tray Rollin 60s war.
You know what I'm saying? They said, I don't know, something went down and some dude was from 9-0 but had started claiming A-Tray and was hanging out with the A-Trays and said that they had some little petty little beef that they was just gonna, squab it out and squash it and go on about their business. But, this guy didn't know that it wasn't turned up like that, and he overreacted and blasted on the dude from 60. And
No, they almost don't know why they're beefing.
Not at all.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's so far removed from the origin of
I
that.
saw they wore front hand,
Fight happened, someone got killed, and the other side wanted payback, and that didn't happen. And then 30s or 40 years now that's been happening?
Yeah, it's
You're talking about multi-generational,
well over 40 years.
Multi-generational beef that started with someone that people probably have never even met. Didn't even know. These days, have no idea who that is, and so forth.
By 1980, the A-Tray Gangsta Crips were already a well-known Crip gang in Los Angeles, already having years of beef with blood gangs like the Inglewood families. But by 1979, Crip rivals began to emerge, with hoods like the Rollin 60 Crips and the A-Tray gangsters beginning to have a war. And ever since 1979, a back and forth between the two attributed to a lot of gang violence and a lot of deaths. James Cameron, aka Twinkie, was a young respected member of the A-Tray gangsters. He was born around 1966 and was put on the A-Tray gangsters in the late 70s. He was viewed as a young homie who was really down for his gang. On Thanksgiving 1979, from Mr. Kody's account, another homie named Little Doc, Twinkie, and Mr. Kody himself were walking down the street. Mr. Kody was strapped with a revolver, and Little Doc had his own gun. Mr. Kody handed the gun to Twinkie. Then less than a few minutes later, police pulled up on him. Twinkie was arrested with the gun, but he never told, gaining the respect of Mr. Kody and all the A-Tray gangsters. He was released in 1980. He was only 13 at the time of his arrest. With already being released by 1980, in October of 1980, on 84th Street in the A-Tray gangsters' turf, Twinkie, who was 14 years old at this time, was arguing with his girlfriend April. April wanted to go home that night instead of spending the night with Twinkie. Twinkie had no problem with that, but it was almost midnight. Twinkie walked April to the bus stop, taking his gun, knowing that his gang and the Rollin 60s had their own side war. Once at the bus stop, they stood and talked. Twinkie spotted a car, which he believed to be someone from the Rollin 60 Crips. Mr. Kody later said from his own words, which had later been identified as Pretty Boy from Rollin 60's car. Twinkie pulled out his weapon to fire on the car, but April stopped him. Minutes later, the Rollin 60s crept up from behind and fired one shot, striking Twinkie in his upper left side, below the armpit, and basically hitting him in the heart. Twinkie in shock ran across the street and collapsed. The shooters then sped off in the car and were never caught. Twinkie said in his last moments allegedly, "Mama, I'm gonna be good. I ain't gonna bang no more, mama. I'm gonna be good." He died soon after the buckshot in his heart. Twinkie was only 14 years old. With Twinkie's death, all the A-Trays were out for revenge, even Twinkie's mother, who called Mr. Kody over after Twinkie's death. Twinkie's mom supplied Mr. Kody and his crew with guns. She wanted the man who killed Twinkie to be murdered and wanted all the Rollin 60s to feel Twinkie's death. She would even say things like, "I want to see all them on the news, and I want to see newspapers of their deaths." Twinkie's mom even took revenge shooting up April's home with Mr. Kody in attendance. She wanted to kill April. April became on the A-Tray Gangsters hit list, with them believing she set up Twinkie. Monster Kody followed this up by shooting up some Rollin 60s at 59th Street Elementary in a Rollin 60s turf, even engaging in several shootouts with the Rollin 60s after losing Twinkie. After going to 5 funerals of dead friends due to the war with the Rollin 60s, at this point, Monster Kody was dedicated to get revenge for his homies like Twinkie, and that made him one of the deadliest gangsters to come from LA. Monster Kody allegedly has been a part in over 10 Rollin 60s deaths.
Do you have any idea how many people you've killed?
No, I don't even know. I wonder how many people Oliver North killed. I don't know. Or Norman Schwarzkopf. He's a hero, isn't he? I don't know.
But you remember doing it?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I was engaged in the war, and the rules of engagement were kill or be killed, you know?
You say it's a war. Who are the sides? Who's fighting who? Over what?
It's a war, actually, for nothing other than the destruction of human beings. The end result is to create funerals. As many soldiers as you can drop on the other
The
side.
war is taking a toll. Every criminal act I've committed has been in commission in trying to destroy in some aspect the Rollin 60s Crip organization, and my whole life has been spent primarily on that mission. Today, even now, I consider myself a Rollin 60 killer.
This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.